welcome to our 5-minute session. Today, we will investigate how the negative experience of being ostracized could lead to aggression. To start, let's try to recall the most recent experience you have of being excluded by a group. How did you feel? What did you do in response? Defined as being excluded and ignored, ostracism is a negative social experience that threatens the need to belong. Many adverse outcomes are associated with ostracism, and individuals might seek various means to cope with it. We proposed in the current study that ostracism promotes aggression, which are behaviors conducted to injure or harm others. Although many studies have previously found a causal relationship between ostracism and aggression, the underlying mechanism is largely unknown. In the current study, we argued that cost sensitivity plays an essential role in ostracism-aggression link. According to the rational choice theory, individuals are motivated to select options that they perceive as beneficial under constrained circumstances. Yet, if the perception of potential consequences of one's action is distorted, it is extremely dangerous as this might lead to wrong and undesirable behavioral decisions. We believe ostracism reduces people's sensitivity to the cost of aggression in 3 ways. Firstly, when people are ostracized, they perceive themselves as invisible or anonymous, so they might undermine their behavioral cost of acting aggressively. Secondly, ostracism could distort individuals' perceptions of reality, leading to cognitive deconstruction and impairment of self-regulation. Finally, ostracism causes people to perceive their aggressive actions as justifiable. After suffering from ostracism, these individuals often feel entitled to compensate for their loss. The prediction that reduced cost sensitivity encourages aggressive actions also received indirect empirical support. Individuals who are insensitive to the cost of their actions are less able to anticipate the adverse outcomes following their impulsive behaviors. We argue that the same will apply to ostracized individuals, as they cannot understand the consequences of behaving aggressively. Altogether, the current study aimed to test the following hypotheses. We predicted that ostracism reduces people's sensitivity to the cost of aggression and increases their aggressive tendencies. The reduced cost sensitivity also acts as a mediator affecting the ostracism-aggression link. Finally, we also proposed that warning ostracized people about the cost of aggression could weaken the effects of ostracism on aggression. The first study aimed to examine the relationship between ostracism and aggression and test the mediation effect. Participants were first randomly assigned to either the experimental or control group. Those in the experimental group were instructed to recall a recent ostracism episode, while the control group recalled their most recent supermarket visit. Afterward, all participants imagined a scenario where they were competing for the same job with a hated roommate. Finally, the perceived cost of aggression and tendency to behave aggressively were measured using a self-report. The second study tested whether warning ostracized people about the cost of aggression would effectively prevent aggression. Similar to the first experiment, participants were randomly assigned into 2 groups. Those in the experimental group experienced ostracism in an online ball tossing game, while the control group was not ostracized. Next, participants were exposed to an experimental manipulation regarding cost sensitivity. Those in the high cost sensitivity group read an article about the severe consequences of aggression, while those in the low cost sensitivity group read an article convincing them that aggression holds no serious costs. Finally, all participants' aggressive tendencies were measured using the chilled water paradigm. The results of both studies provided support to our hypotheses. Compared to their counterparts, ostracized individuals reported lower perceived costs of aggression and higher levels of aggression. Moreover, reduced cost sensitivity mediated the effect of ostracism on aggression. Finally, warning people about the potential cost of aggression effectively weakened their aggressive tendencies. In sum, our findings provided novel insights into the significant role that cost sensitivity plays in aggressive responses following ostracism. They also encouraged practitioners to utilize cost sensitivity as a methodology to reduce patients' aggressive behaviors. This is the end of our presentation. If you would like to learn more about the study, you can scan the QR code to read the full article. Thanks for listening and see you next time.